Hello, everyone. Abby made some fucking script. I'm not sure when she made this, but it. I mean, I think that she just had this in case she was not here, which she's not. Uh, this is here to help. I'm Bryden, and Jawn is filling in for Abby in reverse.
Hello.
Uh, yeah, I don't know. She wrote out a whole fucking like it's so gay that she has a script anyway, but then it's like why in the world did she think that I was going to fucking use this? She literally wrote this out. Hello, everyone, and welcome. I am Bryden, the world's only comedian. This is the brilliant, incredibly brilliant and talented Jawn. Jawn says hi. Abby is very sorry, but she insert text, which leads me to believe that she wrote this fucking previously.
It was an inevitability. And, Bryden, we should be patting her on the back. She managed to make something that wasn't a baby or dinner.
Yeah. Suck it, retards. Woo! Moms suck! Moms suck! I hate moms. I saw one today, and the only thing I could think was like, I can't believe you're using both of those hands to push a stroller. You could be beating off two guys right now.
How true, King.
I fucking can't stand moms.
No respect.
They don't
But
deserve any.
I guess her children finally revolted. They got tired of prepackaged dino nuggets, and they've had enough. It's over.
It could be. I don't know. She made some dumb tweet the other night when she was like, "Oh yeah, I'm making homemade chicken nuggets." It's like, it's not what this, you know, and why on top of that.
Yeah, let's not pretend that kids can tell the difference between your homemade chicken nuggets and McDonald's.
Right.
Or if they can, they like McDonald's better. You
Yeah.
know, just admit you don't want to do anything. That's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah. It's I don't know. I don't see the whole fucking point of the thing, but like there's there's just this is and all of these links go to a fucking Discord screenshot, which I cannot. I have to like save this apparently and down and like oh god, this is I should have looked at this before and I didn't. God damn it. Oh well.
That's what you get for trusting your co-host, Bryden. I don't know what to tell you.
It's the fucking truth. Like I know it sounds like she does a lot on this damn show, but it's not. She reads.
Well, I'm about to do as little as she does and read some more things that I came prepared with when the time comes.
There you go. I was kind of.
Does she have any fun reading material that she supplied?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if this is going to be good or not, but I'm going to go ahead and read it.
Sure.
Am I the asshole for screaming at my pregnant fiance for not helping me find my dog who had run off?
I'm going to say no. Next. Just kidding. Keep going.
Probably not. I don't know. I like to not draw, any immediate conclusions like that this dumb pregnant bitch probably let the dog out, but my fiance, 28 female, is currently 5 months pregnant. That's not even that pregnant. And has been both fatigued and nauseous lately. I get why she didn't want to help me look for the dog, but I can't get over the lack of empathy and bordering selfish behavior of this either. My dog, 6-year-old healer slash corgi mix, not really relevant, runs off at least once a week. Usually my fiance will help me find her, but it's not without protest. I honestly didn't even know she was getting out of our fenced yard, so I installed cameras and found out that she was scaling the 8-foot fence. I ended up attaching spinners to the top of the fence, thinking that I don't know what that is. Do you know what fence spinners are?
No, I have no idea.
I have no fucking idea what that is. Maybe the protests that he's talking about were BLM and spinners are exactly what I know spinners as, but I don't know why they'd be at the top of a fence.
Ooh.
No, it can't be that because like they've got a healer corgi mix and not a pit bull.
I'm surprised a dog like that can jump that high. And I guess they mentioned the breed because healers are really fast.
Okay.
But you would think those tiny little corgi legs would slow it down a little bit. But
Yeah, I mean maybe you
sounds
could
like
just,
these people are both idiots, though.
yeah, it sounds like the dog is cool. You can jump real high.
That's a cool dog. I bet it's cute too.
Yeah, corgis do. They're pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
You get spinners on them. I don't know. I brought her out today and was playing with her when my phone rang. I was inside just long enough to grab my phone, and my dog had gotten out. I immediately went and searched for her, thinking she couldn't have gotten far, but I couldn't find her anywhere. So I went back to the house and asked my fiance, who was curled up on the sofa, to come help me. And then is the asshole for that, apparently. She just didn't want to do it. It sounds like if you are constantly helping find the dog, that's your lot in life, and you should probably just look for it because she's not. I mean, her kid's just going to be even worse, right?
Yeah, I mean, you're going to lose that child here and there, but he can descend on her and say, oh, I'm not, Jimmy's your problem. You let him get away. Yeah. You should have had him on a leash at the mall.
I guess
does he stop there or does he keep going?
No, I guess it's split into two pictures again because they're Discord fucking pictures for some reason. Just goes out of the way to screen cap shit instead of just fucking link it. But whatever. So she immediately said no. She said she was tired of chasing the dog, that she isn't dealing with it anymore, and that I should have been out there watching her. I explained to her that I had been watching her and simply stepped away for 0.2 seconds to grab my phone just inside the sliding door, and she had escaped. She again said it wasn't her problem, and she's not exhausting herself anymore to search for my dog. I won't even say it was unexpected because, as I said, in the past, she has always had a problem with helping me search, but she's never said no. She just complained about it. At first, I went and searched myself. After maybe a half hour, I came back and asked her again to come help, and she snapped. I said no. I am so tired of chasing that dog around multiple times a week when I'm already exhausted and throwing up constantly. I don't think...
It sounds very constant when she's lounging on the couch.
Yeah. I mean, get a new couch then if you're throwing up constantly.
Yeah, gross.
I don't even think she's pregnant. She could just be a fat junkie.
It's probably a combination there, and I guess they don't really they're not really mutually exclusive there.
No, you can give fat old junkies.
He's also pointing out that she snapped first, which rude much attitude. But also, why would you marry someone if you don't like their dog?
Yeah,
this had to have been going on as long as she's known him, at least. If he calls it his dog and not our dog, you're marrying into that, bro.
Right. Yeah, and it's a 6-year-old dog, so it had to have been around a while. I think you're right.
Yeah, it definitely predates her.
And he seems to do. It seems less annoying. Like at least that thing gets off the fucking couch.
That's true. Very true.
I was panicked and unleashed some yelling, which involved me telling her she was a bitch who lacked empathy.
Uh-oh.
Well, damn, I think you lost Reddit on that one.
I guess that would kind of make you an asshole, yeah.
Yeah, I think he lost Reddit on that one. And then I was thoroughly disappointed with my decision to be with someone so heartless. Jesus.
All right. That is some frustration.
It was out of pure fear and panic on my part, and I did apologize later after I found my dog, but she said, go fuck yourself and won't talk to me. Am I the asshole? Everyone is on my side except my sister, who says I'm a fucking prick because it's not my pregnant fiance's responsibility to chase your fucking mutt. And she said she would have left immediately if her boyfriend ever said what I did to her. Well,
wow. They are made for each other. Let's start there. She is a moody brat, and the dog sounds cute. And I do actually think it's pretty deranged when people are just like, oh, fuck that pet. I don't need that. That's ridiculous. Even if it's not your dog, the amount of times I and people I know have helped search for other people's animals that we have no stake in, nothing repeatedly, is just inexcusable. I can understand her being like, oh, I'm pregnant and whatever, but he gave her some time to chillax, and when he came back and asked again, clearly he went out and searched without her. He did try to look for the dog, and, in good faith, could not find the dog and came back and desperately asked for help, and she still said no. I can only assume that she's either a lazy cunt of a whale or she was that sick.
Yeah, but I don't think pregnant women actually do get sick. I think that that's just a lie to not look for dogs.
So true, King.
I don't know that much about pregnancy, but I do know that you don't get sick ever from it.
Oh, they're just making it up.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I don't know where that myth comes from.
I would I would make that up to lie on the couch too. Hell yeah.
That's true. Well, sometimes I get, so drunk that I don't feel so good.
But would you help? Okay, let's say the shoe's on the other foot. You are very drunk, and Erica loses her dog. Would you help her look for it?
Yeah, you got to look for the dog because I like the dog. I'm not some monster.
Yeah, I really can't sympathize with being like, oh, fuck that animal. Like, that doesn't, I'm not even a dog person, Bryden. Like, I'm so far down the cat rabbit hole. Like, I do not care about dogs, but that's like somebody's beloved pet. And if he's had it for at least that long or even half of that time, you're attached to your dog. And I do think it's weird that the dog wants to run away all the time.
Yeah.
But healers tend to be working dogs. So it's probably bored and understimulated.
Well, at least somebody's working.
Yeah, right.
I know her dumbass didn't.
No. Oh, I'm on maternity leave. My ankles are swollen.
Oh, my feet.
Honey, can you make these chicken nuggets for dinner? I can't even do that.
God. Yeah, listen, if you're pregnant right now and listening to this fucking podcast, I just want you to know that if I see you out anywhere, I'm gonna swerve my car at you just to scare you. Trying to make your water break.
Any baby that survives that will be really tough.
Yeah.
Really, you're doing them a favor.
I did find out what fence spinners are.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it looks like they're typically just for cats, but they're just like tubes that you put at the top of the fence so that they can't, like, when they jump and get their paws on top of the fence, that it just spins back down and they're just caught in an endless loop of being irritated.
That dog must be able to jump really high then. I feel like that would work far better for cats, though, because, they try to latch onto whatever it is, and if they're plastic, their claws aren't going to sink into that.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, nice try, buddy. But your dog sucks, your fiance sucks, your life sucks. It's over for that guy.
Dan, his dog's gonna get hit by a fucking car, and then what's he gonna have? Happy wife.
Well, I don't know about that. She's got another 4 months to keep complaining.
No, not if I induce labor by swerving my car at her.
That's true. You need to see her in public.
Yeah,
I just want to talk.
It's just any pregnant woman. I'm gonna assume I'll be like, "Is your fucking husband on Reddit?"
Redditor husband, pregnant wife. It was never meant to be.
God, some of these I think we've already done. I don't know. I'm gonna go with new ones. I don't know. I think my advice is probably the same as yours. Mine is you should break up with her.
I mean, if this is something she's been harboring, that she doesn't care about the dog, and it's just now coming up now that they're getting married, it sounds like they already have communication issues. So, regardless of what I think about either of their behavior, it really doesn't sound like they're super compatible. I can understand some annoyance in, fiance who's like, drop everything to look for my dog. But if she wasn't doing anything, then, that's different. Or if the previous time, which he doesn't mention this, but if the previous time when the dog got out, if she said, okay, this is the last time I'm doing this, maybe that would make a little more sense, but it does not sound like they had that conversation.
No.
And I do think he's onto something when he says, her response totally lacks empathy. You can't just let an animal out like that.
They get hit by cars like all the time. They love it. It's like one of their favorite things, bones and getting hit by cars.
Yeah. Hit by car, dog napped, trapped and taken to the kill shelter. If it's not a pit bull, it's just going to get put down.
Yeah. They love it. They're a huge fucking fan. So I don't know. Maybe she's just not smart enough to understand that. This is going to be the same lady that ends up in a few years of sobbing on the news talking about, I don't know, I thought I turned the air conditioner on, and she's just like left her kid in the fucking car.
Yeah, I told my husband it wasn't my problem to get the kid out of the car.
Yeah.
I'm tired of getting your kid out of the car.
Dude, if he was awesome, he would pull that. You'd be like, wow, I don't know. We just went to the mall and you got our kid kidnapped. I don't know. I just looked away for a second. Really? Did ya?
Yeah, I just dropped the leash. I tied it to a clothes rack and I was only gone a second. I had to go try something on. Anyone would do that.
No, I'm not going to the police station with you. You file the report yourself. It's just not my problem.
No. No. He'll come back. We find him eventually.
Just put a bowl of food out. He'll be all right. He'll come back.
The kill shelter is going to get him.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah, I know. That kind of left a little bad taste in my mouth, too. Just the idea of a toddler kill shelter. God.
It's not good, but that's what hot cars are for. Get out of jail free card.
It's the kid in the hot car thing, and dogs too. But like, I realize people don't give a shit about animals, But like, when people, they'll do it all the time. It happens so often that if I had a small child, I'd constantly be making sure that they're not in a hot car. Like, I don't see how that just slips your mind. You're like, how do you not realize how free you feel right now? Of course, your kid's dying in a car.
That's the thing, and it's it goes back to these people that tend to do this. They're like people our age-ish. I'm a little younger than you, but not much. But they're usually millennial dog losers.
Yeah.
So like if they have a puppy, the thing to know about puppies is that if you can't hear it, it's getting into something.
Yeah.
Like if there's like a weird silence in the house, something is very, very wrong. So yeah, you go hunt down your puppy, and sure enough, it's eating some shoes or it's gotten in the cat box.
Damn.
And the same applies to children. There were countless times where my dad was quote unquote watching us while my mom was off doing something else, as moms do. And, we were either running away from home or drawing on the walls with magic marker, whatever it may be. But
in the cat
box. A quiet kid is not a good thing.
Damn. Yeah. I don't know. It's just wild. I can't. I just can't imagine. I just can't imagine forgetting that you have a child.
No.
Like
or a dog.
I got scared about one of my t-shirts today because it wasn't in the closet.
Oh no. Was it in the laundry?
Yeah. And it shouldn't have been because it's it's not tumble dry. And I, was like, what the fuck? But I was so happy I found it. And I checked it and I made sure it was okay.
Well, if Erica keeps sabotaging your clothes, you're just going to buy more.
Yeah, I know. That's what it's fine. We're going to have to have a whole conversation about it. It's like, listen, when I'm out of the room, you keep an eye on my shirt.
That's right. If it's not in the dresser, or hanging on a rack, something's deeply wrong.
I couldn't believe it. Couldn't believe it. So I just went and, I had to open the closet to find something to wear after work, and I didn't even want to wear that. But I still looked and was like, wait a second. So I don't know how people are losing their kids that they supposedly love.
Yeah. I guess they just don't care.
That's what I think. I think that there's... Because it's harder to take care of clothes than kids. Because, how often are you spilling wine all over your kid?
Well, if you're Abbi.
Yeah.
It's a different discussion.
There's actually probably a lot of moms that are constantly spilling wine all over their kids.
Wine mom culture was a disaster for the human race.
Good Lord. Oh, man. They're going to have to grow up. Just like, it doesn't matter. We dye his hair purple. Like, no, he was blonde before.
Yeah. What a shame. Did she have any more for us?
Yeah, I've got a few more. We could. I know you've got some, and I'd rather not read. I'm trying to find the shortest ones.
Yeah, I can certainly read. So, for those listening, since Abby's not here, I figured we could do something interesting, and look at our legal advice and play the people's court. Bryden and I tend to be a little harsher than Abbi is most of the time. So I tried to find some, pretty goofy things. I mean, this subreddit, I just have to start with saying this subreddit is so gay. People are like actually looking for advice here. It's hilarious. It's like, what on earth are you doing? You don't have anyone in your life who can tell you should hire a lawyer. That's what most of these end up being. So I sifted through several of them. I tried to find kind of new ones that didn't have a lot of comments on them so that I wouldn't be influenced by reading them. But I looked for some that would spark some discussion, and we have a variety of subject matter, but they're kind of 2 or 3 of them that I really like, and one of them is the first one I sent you, Bryden, which stays with our usual topic of conversation, which I'll have to pull back up. And then I've got one that's very relevant to you that I sent that I think you'll really enjoy, and then the other couple of ones that I have are kind of flexible, and we can switch them out as needed. Where would you like to start? Would you like to start with the Bryden-centric one, or the poop-related one, or something else?
I don't see how those both aren't the same one. But
That's true. That's true. Well, let's start with the poop one, and we can end on the other one.
Poop, 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 poop.
We love poop Reddit stories, don't we, folks? All right. So once again, this is the People's Court. We're posted in our legal advice. The title is Diarrhea in the Sensory Deprivation Tank. And everyone in legal advice loves starting their post with this. Title pretty much sums it up. I paid for a sensory deprivation tank experience, not realizing I had contracted norovirus and was about to become symptomatic. Initially, I was having a lot of weird hallucination-type sensations where I chalked up to the experience. Later turned out I had a 103-degree fever and somewhat fell asleep. I woke up to an awful odor and demanded to be let out of the tank, and it turned out I had diarrheaed in it.
You're trying to have this fucking, psychedelic fucking inner experience, and you're like, I wonder what I'm gonna learn about when I'm all alone with myself, and then it's like, I shit myself. That's what I learned, is that I suck, and now everybody's mad at me.
You learned you have norovirus. Yeah. This alone was a traumatizing experience, but now the facility is trying to charge me $8,000 to replace the tank as they do not feel they can safely disinfect this.
Okay, well,
that's a skill issue.
Yeah, that seems crazy. It's like, I think, because all it is just like a big fucking plastic ball, right?
Yeah, it's like a pod or something like that. I've never been in one because they sound whack. And they finish with, I don't recall signing anything with some sort of quote unquote diarrhea clause. Am I actually liable here?
That sounds like a great goddamn court case.
It's a great case. It does. And, now I'm going to write every future contract with a diarrhea clause in it somewhere.
Well, I mean, you literally should. They have every other fucking thing in every contract you sign. Like, you try to, buy anything or rent anything or anything like that, and they're just like, they basically tell you don't shit in here.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, well, sure. And of course. And, most of these places, I did read the comments on this one because I just had to. I was so curious. And most of them say something like, why on earth would they mention something that specific? But in my mind, that's like the one of the number one things you would be worried about is someone who operates one of these, where it's like you're afraid someone's going to piss in it or something. And, any bodily fluids are technically supposed to be treated the same way in hazmat situations like this. Yeah. So it's like, no, they're not going to outright list, if you poop in here, you're going to pay for it.
I mean, but there has to be something about bodily fluids. Like, they don't want you getting in there and getting hepatitis blood all over it, or like AIDS pee or cum, or, I mean, there's tons of stuff that, now that I think about it, sensory deprivation tanks are disgusting. I know they changed the water. Right? I would hope.
I would think they changed the water in it. And as I was reading about that, actually, people were saying they cycle out. They changed the water and they put a shitload of Epsom salt in it or something like that.
Yeah, so you float.
Yeah, I don't really understand them at all, but I think that's kind of the bit, but I would think that changing that out sometimes would be a requirement. So
Well,
to replace the tank because they don't feel that they can safely disinfect it sounds ridiculous. That is 100% a skill issue. You have no business operating something like that if you aren't able to clean it. Like,
okay.
what does that say about their sanitation practices? That's
Yeah.
gross.
I think you're right there. And then also, wouldn't we just treat this the same as like a pool?
I hope so.
Like a public pool. So it's like somebody shits in the pool, I guess it's shut down for the summer, you know? But like, if somebody shits in the pool, then, which happens, I've never
Mhm.
shit in a pool, but it does happen.
Yeah.
They don't make them replace the pool.
No, no, of course they don't. And I will take this time to also explicitly state I have also never shit in a pool. But
I think you might
no,
have.
you would not throw that baby out with the bathwater. That's not a thing that they should be doing. Also, it is dope that you can get a sensory deprivation tank for $8,000. That seems like a sick deal.
Yeah, I mean it is
You screw
until
yourself.
yeah, exactly. But the thing is, it does sound like a sweet deal until you realize that it's just a pool with a hat on it.
Oh, I guess so.
You just put different water in it. It's a bathtub with a hat on it.
Yeah. How do you shit yourself while asleep too?
Oh no, I've done that.
I don't think I have.
Sometime that diarrhea will get you. I've never had like I don't know what is it necrocotic
No,
fucking.
norovirus. I've had a norovirus before, and it's really unpleasant. Um,
Well, it doesn't sound
but
good if you're falling asleep and shitting yourself. Then yeah, I can't imagine it's great.
no, no, I can't imagine. I mean, with something like that, when you feel the stomach grumble, you have like 30 seconds. But
Dang.
usually, I would assume it would be very hard to suffer from that and stay asleep, but I don't know. It's possible the smell of their own poop woke them up, though.
Well, that's what they said. They were like, I awoke to,
I
a
woke up
terrible
to
smell.
it.
Well, you're trapped in
Very
there
passive.
with just sewer water. Yeah, I think you'd get up. You've been floating in just that I'm
Poop
sick,
water.
like yellow fucking shit water. Like, yeah, it sounds god awful.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that is really terrible.
If anything, you can counter see if you got a good enough lawyer, you could just like counter see for some type of trauma of some sort. It'd be
Yeah.
like, you didn't tell me that I could smell my own butt, you know? So,
Yeah. I smelled my own poop. It was really traumatizing. They really did use the word traumatizing in here. And I guess it's traumatizing insofar as it's fucking embarrassing.
yeah, yeah.
But come on. It's your poop. Smell your
Ah,
own shit all the time. To be floating in it though, that is a different animal for sure.
yeah,
I
see,
can't relate. That sucks.
well, you got to. I mean, yeah, you smell your own poop all the time, but like that's awful. I hate
Mhm.
that. I do the fucking. I'll be alone doing courtesy flushes. If it's bad, I'm like,
Oh well,
nope,
sure.
get that down there, get it away. But to wake up and
No.
just, I'm like swimming in it because you're like,
Oh
it's like
yeah, that's
it's everything coming up to your eyes and mouth, right? When you're floating in
right.
one of these things, so it's just
Oh, that's
like
true.
you swallowed some of your own shit.
Ugh, gross. Oh, that's disgusting.
Yeah, he probably woke up, like he was like, oh, it was the smell. And what he's really means is like, I woke up choking on my own feces.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's gotta be how that works.
And I don't know, to really go back to it, I think flu poops are way worse than just like your regular beer shit, you know?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, that's a completely different animal. And norovirus is, you're effectively looking at a stomach bug here.
Yeah, no,
Um,
you don't want that.
you wake up feverish, disoriented, but all you know is that there's a really bad smell. Yeah, and probably chunks, and that would be really traumatizing, I guess.
Well,
And like at that point, though, I don't think you can blame the facility for that because you did it.
yeah.
But you know, them asking you to replace the tank is asinine. When they have insurance, they have to have insurance to do something like that too. So they're trying to double dip or not file a claim, or they've had it happen so many times and they'll get booted off their insurance if they do it again. But that's a whole other discussion.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of holes in their claim of pay $8,000 for this. And I'll bet it probably doesn't even cost $8,000. How much is that? Let's look one of these up. How much does a sleep deprivation tank cost?
Yeah, and it's
Oh wait, not sleep deprivation. What is it called? It's a sensory
sensory
deprivation. Yeah,
deprivation.
sleep deprivation tank is like Guantanamo shit.
Yeah,
You don't want that.
and with something like that too, I don't think that, I don't think that they don't make it clear how the facility is demanding it. Did they send them a letter and be like, from their attorney, and say, you are liable for this, fuck you? Or on the way out, were they like, you have to pay this now?
It's probably they sent him a bill later.
Oh yeah.
You know, it
I mean,
looks
people can
like,
send whatever bill they want. If it's not legitimate, you don't have to pay anybody anything.
yeah, I mean, they would have to sue, and that's the whole thing. They probably just want to
Yeah.
throw out their poopy tank and get one of the new ones. I mean, it looks like they can get pretty expensive. You can get them like UV bulbs, and they're like $30,000.
Oof. Yeah. But again, like if they have insurance to operate, which they would have to, their insurance will replace it with the same thing if they truly can't clean it.
Yeah, yeah. It looks like the cheapest ones you can get are $1,900.
Yeah, that's probably like a above ground pool tier sensory
Yeah,
deprivation tank, like you were saying.
it just does seem like a pool. It's like,
Hmm.
and now I'm just worried about like, you ever go down to the hotel pool and you're like, oh, hot tub, like that's.
Hmm.
I know people are coming and shitting in that all the time.
Oh, for sure.
So no, I mean, how many? Why are they making the big difference between? Well, I think it's probably the smell and the volume. They
Mm.
know people are jerking off in those.
Oh, I guess so.
Like, why wouldn't they? It's a closed fucking thing. Nobody can see you. That's the whole point. There's totally guys going on there and jerking off. They totally are.
You're probably right. You're probably right. And and I'm sure people piss in them too
Oh, have to.
without even thinking about it.
Yeah. I mean, there's
If
the
they get
water.
relaxed enough, they might, but I don't know. I don't know very much about them. Um, but that the diarrhea clause part was like, oh man, I gotta break this.
Yeah, it's a good one. I'm just saying, I don't think this sensory deprivation company has any leg to stand on.
No, no, they don't. They don't.
I don't.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I've got a couple schizo posts, two of them actually.
Okay.
Um, let's see. I'll read you. One of them's a little long, um, and the tone it's written in is really annoying.
Sure.
But the other one's nice and short,
Let's
but
go.
is kind of goofy.
Let's go, short guy.
Let's go the short guy. I am being actively followed by police every day going to work and back. So, little backstory. I've been working this job for a long while and I'm used to seeing a cop once a week, maybe. I live in rural Arkansas. But here in the past month, marked and unmarked police cars seem to be waiting on me in my routes I take to get home. I have a couple because of traffic conditions. As soon as they see me, they pull out, and if they can't get in front of me, they follow behind me. I've never been pulled over, and I will take obscure routes now that I've noticed, and they still follow me all the way on my 30 to 45 minute drive home. I've never talked to any law enforcement, and I'm in a normal brown Toyota Sienna. Why would they follow me, and how do I get them to stop? I want to point out about this too that other than two sets of parentheses, there is no punctuation in this post at all.
Sure. Yeah, that's.
I was having to invent my own, and maybe I should have read it all as one chunk.
Just,
But this person in their normal brown Toyota Sienna is being followed by police on their routes to and from work.
well, the big tell in that was that he was like some unmarked cars. I'm like, those are just guys with tinted windows, bro.
Right, marked and unmarked police cars. Really, all of them?
Yeah, it's.
All of them?
Well, I mean, maybe he's the one black guy in his Arkansas town, but I doubt that. You know,
That too.
I really doubt it. This is just a clear-cut case of he should start a YouTube channel.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the best. Do you ever watch the gang stalking YouTube community? There's a lot of them on TikTok now.
Ooh, no, I'll have to check some of that out. That stuff's always fun.
Oh man, schizophrenics on the internet has been the best thing that's ever happened to just the internet ever.
Mm.
And it rules. Like they'll just whip out their phone and just start. Like one guy, I forget his name. It's all the UPS trucks, and he's just like, "There's another one. There's another one," and there's just some idiot in shorts delivering a package to an office building, and he's like, "Yeah, I see you. I see you. You can't get away with this. You're on the internet." They've got 15 subscribers. It rules.
My king. We love that.
Dude, I love some goddamn schizophrenic people, but the gang stalking, like, it's the strangest thing. I have known somebody that he was just somebody on the internet, but I've known somebody that he slipped into that. And it's not nearly as funny when it's your buddy, but it's like such a phenomenon that like it's so common apparently that people just go crazy with paranoia and
Yep.
think that all these are cops. It's like they're just other brown siennas, dude. Like I don't know.
Yeah, and like that's so funny because too, like in some of those rural counties, a lot of people do get vehicles from police buyback auctions.
Yeah,
Well,
I guess so.
where they'll put on their like older Dodge Chargers and similar things for way discounted prices that the public can just buy back. That's how a lot of people have older Crown Vics still on the road and stuff like that. So there's probably a metric fuckload of these people buying those,
Yeah.
especially the Ford Explorers and some of those other vehicles if they're rural. And cops down there have pickups and shit too. State troopers have them. They all go back on sale if they don't get wrecked. Which, because Arkansas, I would assume rural Arkansas is mostly white. They don't deal with a lot of scenarios in which their cars are getting wrecked. So they would probably get beaten the fuck up and put back on the market for people to buy. So, and like you said, it's probably just a bunch of drivers with tinted windows.
Damn.
Like trying to go home, and this guy's like weaving around these weird neighborhoods. Like nothing says I have nothing to hide. Like trying to get some policeman off your back by just turning in places that don't make sense. Like of course you're gonna follow them after that. They're just waiting for some probable cause to pull you over at that point. So like, yeah, I guess now that you've done that, congratulations, you're right. The cops are following you.
They seriously might be. They're just like, they're talking about it. Their 6-man precinct going like, you ever seen this brown Sienna that's just constantly like, it's like he just really wants to get away from me and it'll just go into alleys and wait. It's really weird. And they're like, yeah, we should maybe just next time you see him, just give him a little follow, see where he's going. Something's up. And then little do they know he's on Reddit, just off his fucking meds. It's sad unless he starts a YouTube channel or a TikTok channel, because then that's great.
Then it's funny.
Then that really rules. Funny.
And for more context, I sifted through the comments again. This person is only 18 or 19.
Oh no, he's definitely schizophrenic.
Yeah, like at this point, at this point they're just completely inventing things to be worried about. And so many of the replies are, you need to go to the doctor.
Yep.
These people know what it's up. And like the most interesting part about this too is posting it in legal advice. What are you going to do? You're going to go to the police station and be like, can you stop following me everywhere? You're going to hire an attorney and be like, stop stalking my client. To every policeman in this stinky little county. Okay.
And the police are gonna have to be like, what, that he works at the Wendy's. We like going to Wendy's. I don't know who the fuck this guy is here. Like, no, when you're 18, 19-year-old male, you're getting some early onset. He's gonna be real bad in his 20s. He's probably gonna go to prison.
Yeah.
Like, he will get pulled over for doing something stupid, and then he is going to act crazy.
He's going to reach for their gun.
Yeah.
He's going to be like, I've been waiting for this. I posted on Reddit. I knew my time would come. All those people were wrong. The cops finally pulled me over. for not using a turn signal or something, it's
Right.
over for me.
Well, and this is not the type of guy that can like make sure he's got 2 functioning headlights. Are you kidding me?
No, no.
It's sad. This became
Just
a sad.
normal brown sienna.
Yeah.
Why would they follow me? That's not legal advice.
Well,
Why would they follow me?
they go to the legal advice, say, because they've got these grandiose fucking ideas of how that they're going to fight back against the system. And it's like the system's, yeah, it's trying to get you, but not like that.
Fight the power.
Oh, man. That's sad shit, dude.
So sad. In a way, it's like really depressing to read. But on the other, it's so goofy. And the consensus in the comments is so funny to me. I mean, pretty much everyone is like, buddy, like, go to the doctor. There are a couple of them. They're like, what do you do for work? Is there something shady going on at your job? Is your driving record bad?
There's that, yeah.
And the guy like talks about getting different tags recently.
Oh, God. Oh, what the fuck? Do not constantly change your tags. That's fucking really suspicious. They think you're running. They may actually be after this guy. He's just retarded. They think he's running drugs.
Oh, it's great.
It's like the more he tries to like fight the paranoia and do non-suspicious things, the way more suspicious that sounds.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what's going on in the Wendy's parking lot over there, but
yeah, his job doesn't. He's listed his job, and it doesn't sound real. Let me see if I can.
It's a lot of 19-year-old jobs, though.
I'm a designer for a large-scale plumbing.
Whoa!
No, you're not. You're 19 years old. You're making things up.
Yeah.
This is some like beautiful mind shit where he thinks he's like writing cool equations on a window, and it's just like scribbles and shit.
He just answers phones and is like, "I can get you to the correct salesman."
Yeah, I designed for a coming company. This one's missing an S trap. I don't know. It's just so depressing. Bless his heart. I hope the police get what they deserve.
I just hope he doesn't hurt himself or anybody else. Good God.
Man. He's gonna like wreck trying to like swerve onto another road to get away from them.
Yeah. I mean, until the internet, and until I was like a full-fledged adult on the internet, and probably this had to do with the rise of social media and all that, like probably a little like the impact it's had on people, but just like the availability of places like Reddit for schizophrenic people to just post insane bullshit. It really makes me scared about just how many fucking nuts there are.
Oh, yeah.
Like, they're everywhere. They're just everywhere. And what are you going to do? I guess just wait. Like, I hope you don't run into him. You see that guy and you go, hold on, is he drunk or schizophrenic or both?
Yes.
Let's see. He's fallen over. No, we're good. He's just a drunk. I think, oh, nope. He's eating his shoe. Nope. Yeah, it's a schizophrenic. Let's not help him.
No. And, some of the subreddits, and then this has been discussed on Twitter with, people diagnosing themselves with things because they saw them on TikTok or whatever. Yeah. There's all kinds of kind of FOMO with a good schizo post. You want to get that good attention if you write well. You want those upvotes. You can conjure something up, but like this was written by someone that's actually scared, which is what makes it a little sad. One of the other posts that I found, risk of court over truancy, wondering what will play out over it. I don't have to read that one to give you the gist, but like this person's like, I don't want to go to school anymore because I'm really sad. Like, that's all it is. And like, my parents want me to keep going to school, and the teachers want me to keep going to school, and they're saying that my anxiety disorder is not a reason to not be.
I have to hear this one though.
Oh, I can read it.
Oh, dude,
hey,
please do, because I can tell you right away. I can tell you right away what's going to happen to your parents. They're going to jail because of you.
Your parents are going to fucking jail, you idiot. And no one's replied to this one, which breaks my heart. But again, I was looking for newer ones, so I wouldn't be tainted. Hey there, I'm a 16-year-old from Illinois, and I'm currently missing out on school for various reasons, such as suicidal tendencies from school and parentheses environment. Yeah, me too, fucker. Agoraphobia. Okay, so you're a pussy. Depression and anxiety. Wow.
But all of those things
Never had any of those going to school.
Yeah, all of those things sound like high school. Like, I don't know. Like, try having them as an adult and still going to work, and you're just like, no, I'm scared to go outside because of the schizophrenics, and then you're like, but you have to. You're gonna have to do that your whole life. And you know what? 98% of the time, it's gonna go about how well as you expected it, maybe a little better. It'll suck, and then you come home. And then you play whatever multiplayer video game I'm playing, and there's just some 35-year-old guy like me going, "You suck at this game, you fucking faggot. What are you, 16?"
Every time. But then the alternative timeline is you have this guy, I assume it's a dude, drop out of school, and then he becomes the poster in the last one we just read, where he's like, "Oh, I have my job at 18, and the cops are following me everywhere." Because these things snowball. Fucking idiot.
A lot of those guys get into.
Sorry, go ahead.
A lot of those guys. I was just gonna say a lot of those guys get into snowballing. Actually.
Oh yeah. I mean, they don't know how to hit the brakes on their feelings, so why would they be capable of coherent thought?
And, all of a sudden, they're in sensory deprivation tanks. They're getting snowballed. It's a whole thing.
Then they're $8,000 in the hole for pooping themselves because they hallucinated in the sensory deprivation tank and couldn't keep their sphincter closed tightly enough.
This is the same guy. This is somebody you know.
They're all the same guy. I actually wrote these on my own, Bryden. I've met with a truancy officer and was told in short that imagine this shit. It's just a phase and that I can go to school and I just need to try, even though I have pride.
Oh boy. What type of pride though? That's what I want to know. What type of pride are we talking about? Because if you're saying there's other. Oh, okay. Well, I'm sure they still have pride.
I don't know about that. They seem pretty devoid. School's environment has always been really hard for me. I'm already in an alternative therapy school, and it's still very difficult for me. I've asked to do remote schooling or online school or just any at-home learning and was told no by my parents in school. I do want to get a high school diploma, but I can't keep going to an environment where it makes me want to give up in all ways. Anyway, I'm just wondering what the outcome for a court case would be in this situation. Your parents go to fucking jail, idiot.
Yeah, your parents go to jail. You're probably going to end up here's the thing. I think that probably like an alternative school is probably not like a great place. That's where all the problem kids go. Yeah. So it's probably not a great place. But
they are a problem kid technically.
Yeah. Yeah, obviously. I mean, they didn't just get there overnight. They were probably, a problem kid in regular school. So, but they're just kind of a pussy. So it's like, I don't know. I mean, talk to your parents about getting a fucking GED and starting work at the Taco Bell.
Yeah. And it sounds like, so there's one other bit left that they have in parentheses, other info in my situation that isn't that affecting, whatever that means. And I love these two sentences here. Manipulation from the school and parents to go to school.
They're authority figures.
Parents are manipulating you.
Yeah, just in fact, stop going here. Get them to just sign off on you dropping out. Then see if you can just get emancipated, and then they can kick your ass out. You tell me how hard it is being a homeless person versus having to go to fucking alternative school and just straighten up and fly right, and then they'll let you back in the regular school, and they'll go, "You've matured, that's nice," and then you just act like a goddamn person, and then when you're 18, you go do whatever the fuck you want. Go start a band or something.
Right. Yeah, go start a band like a normal person. Go do some crust punk, dude. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, what a little fucking baby. Like, I'm anxious. Well,
school's really scary. Everyone's so mean. My parents are manipulating me by trying to make me do what the law requires them to make me do. Oh, they're such narcissists.
Where did this fuck hears about taxes?
That's true. Oh, but it gets better. This next sentence really just seals the fucking deal. I've been told by my partner that my parents are very misinformed on the homeschool matter.
Okay. Yeah, they don't want to homeschool you, dude. Like,
Well, no, I mean, no, your parents don't want any part of that. But who's this fucking partner? Is this partner going to be like, oh, you don't need that? Come live with me. This sounds like gross, like, you know,
it's 100% like a 24-year-old dude.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah. OP doesn't give their gender, but I'm sure you're right regardless. And some like nasty old motherfucker who's like out on their own post school, like easy for you to say you would get a dependent out of the deal. Oh, just like stop going to school and run away from your parents. Like, yeah, your
yeah.
parents are manipulating you into not doing that. Man, they suck. I hate my parents too.
I just can't imagine nobody being able to get through to this fucking kid that it's like, hey, you have to go to school. Like that's
Yeah.
just what you do. I hated school. I'm 35 now, and I say down with homework. Like
Yeah,
I fucking hated school. It sucks,
fuck
right?
you.
School sucks, but
Yep.
like that's just what you do. That's your job as a child. It sucks. And like, listen, I skipped school plenty of times. We went and just did retarded shit, and we thought Jackass was on TV at the time, and that's just kind of
Right.
we'd skip school and go do that shit.
Right.
And that was dumb, and like we're lucky we didn't get in a lot of trouble and all that. But uh you got to go to school. Like just at least go and get bad grades. And
Yeah, exactly.
but yeah, you can't just like, oh, I can't go because of the reasons that I didn't want to go to school was because school's fucking gay. It
Yeah.
wasn't because I have anxiety at school. No, everybody has
Well,
anxiety at
scared
school.
to go. Maybe we just can't relate because we're old. Like maybe part of it is, oh, I'm afraid of like school shootings and violence, which like I guess in an alternative school you do have a higher
Yeah.
risk of someone shooting you or a fight. But if it doesn't involve you, who fucking cares? Like it just get
Yeah.
over it and just go. Like it would be different if they had mentioned in here, oh, like there's a lot of fighting and that really scares me. I don't feel safe at school. None of that. I'm just too sad. I'm gonna kill myself. I don't like school. School's bad. My partner says I can stay home and do classwork. Oh yeah, okay. Do your little coloring books at home and make some macaroni art for your mom. She might change her mind.
Yeah. It's I mean, you did bring up because well, here's the thing too about the school shootings thing. Because I thought for a second, all right, that's kind of even a valid point if that were brought up, but it's not. Columbine happened when I was really, really little. We still knew about school shootings. They were still happening. I was there for the original. Like
Yeah.
I was like, what, probably first grade, something like that. I was pretty young, and Columbine was a very long, long time ago. There's a lot of them. Uh, but I mean, I don't know. You get bullied at school. You just get bullied at
Yeah.
school. I get
That's
bullied at
just
school.
Yeah, you either get bullied or you are a bully, or you can do both, which I did. And when I changed from a private school to a public school, yeah, I would see fights all the time. And guess what? I would fucking stand around and watch. It was hilarious to see two chimps fighting. Like it's really just a gratifying and empowering experience to be so not involved with that. It's goofy as hell. And if this person can't find a way to just like plug their ears and just sit there or go and check in and just cut some class, which you
Yeah.
don't catch the same truancy charges for doing, they could just be done with it. They've only got a couple years left. And the last things that they say are, I've been getting accused of things that aren't true, most likely to get a charge on me if I do go to court. All
Nobody
right, so there's our
wants.
schizo to round this piece off. They're accusing him of skipping class to do drugs, which is very, very likely.
Yeah.
Someone who's this age and depressed and cutting class is probably smoking weed.
Yeah.
So unless you get caught, they can't charge you with anything. Like they can't drug test you, and they can't drug test you and then be like, oh, there's a charge. Like it's not how that works.
Yeah.
But I don't think this kid quite understands who's going to be in trouble here. because it's not him.
Right.
Like his parents.
Which is kind of fucked up. Like,
It is.
but I don't know. 9 times out of 10, if somebody has a like really truant child, like they're not very good parents. But it sounds like
Yeah.
these probably aren't the best parents either. But they sound like struggling white folks who are middle class or upper middle class who are just like, I don't know. We have to work at the hospital all the fucking time. Why is this kid being a piece of shit?
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean they could get into some pretty big trouble.
Yeah. That does make me wonder why they ended up in an alternative school, if it was just some of this mentally ill shit, or they did get caught at school smoking weed or skipping, something like that. It's just very interesting.
It could be
Some of the
acting
things they
out.
left out. Yeah.
Like when I was growing up, the threat of alternative school was like a big one because like all the
Oh
teachers
yeah.
at public school, everybody were like, yeah, it's basically like a prison. And I'm like, this place is built like a prison. It's a public school. And
Uh-huh.
I stand by that. Public schools are built like prisons. It's fucking
They
weird.
are. They are. It's very strange. Most of them don't have windows that can open and like
Yeah.
all kinds of other things. I mean, the one I went to is the same one my mother went to. And when I still went to the private school, it used to be used as a threat. Oh, we're going to send you to this public school. And the one I ended up going to was fucking fine. It's fine. It's just a school. But they are built like prisons. And if you're, polite and kiss people's asses, you can do whatever the fuck you want,
No.
but not in an alternative school. So this kid probably pissed somebody off and got sent over there, or skipped too much and got sent over there, which doesn't help.
Yeah.
But we're schizo posting. Oh, they're accusing me of things I didn't do. Well, how about you actually do your fucking homework, you idiot, and just do that.
Well, I'm not going to sit here and say that anybody needs to do their homework. All right. Now listen. Fuck homework. Down with homework.
Fuck homework. Shit sucks.
Fuck homework. And, I won't even do my homework on things I talk about. I just make it up.
That's what you're supposed to do. For instance, we don't do podcast homework here.
Fuck no. Just make it up. Just make it up. I'm not going to do anything. I'm sorry. That's hero work. It's not homework. Down with homework. Once I set foot out of this building, your rules don't apply to me.
Nope. They don't.
That poor kid. I'm sure they're like, I don't even want to say I'm sure they're a nice kid, because they're probably not. But yeah, they should do their goddamn homework and try, because they're going to be set back a lot developmentally if they're just fucking smoking weed and banging fucking old dudes.
Well, that's probably why they're so sad. I mean, that's not what you're designed to do, especially not that young.
Yeah.
That is not how that works. And I'm like, oh, I'm just having copious sex with my groomer partner and smoking pot. My parents suck. Everything sucks. Of course, why am I so sad?
You're supposed to listen to Slipknot and Limp Bizkit and fucking be like, yeah, people equal shit. It's just one of those days, and then play Counter-Strike and like be really zitty and not have any friends, and like that, go to LAN parties and you'd be like, I'm actually really good at this video game, Mom. And like that's what you're supposed to do,
Right.
Or play sports.
Yeah, I mean, you're supposed to have something that you can look back and be a little bit embarrassed about.
Oh, dude, from
and
yesterday.
This person's gonna be like, oh, I sat at home. Or like I skipped and went somewhere else. Like, cool, you're fun.
Well, it's kind of bullshit too, because like even when I was like a teenager, I'm still a pretty angsty guy, but like I was like super angsty, into fucking emo and fucking all of that bullshit or whatever. I still realized like you gotta like go to school and work and all of that. Like they're gonna make you do it. And I even tried to find alternative ways to do this, not alternative school, but like I'm like, okay, social media was just blowing itself up. Yeah, exactly. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to sell MySpace top 8 slots and bulletins on MySpace on eBay, like all of that shit. So hustle, figure it out. You can't just lay in bed all the time. Like you got to make a bunch of money before you can just lay in bed all the time, like Brian Wilson did.
I know.
Damn kids.
But speaking of lying in bed, I think we have time for one more.
We are 1 minute. Do we want to save it for the bonus, or you want to do it?
Ooh.
I say we save it for the bonus.
Let's save it for the bonus, because this one, I know you're going to like this one. It's really short, but I feel like it's very goofy, so you could you will enjoy this one. It was like written for you.
Am
Or
I
written
the
by you.
asshole?
Maybe it
Look.
was written by you. No, it's not. It's not an Am I the Asshole? It's another legal advice, and this one's great. But the people are going to have to give you money for that. And so,
Sure.
listeners, if you haven't given Bryden any money, you need to start giving him money because Abbi, as far as I know, has been taking all the money and spending it on her freaking kids. Can you believe that? That's what she does instead of having a job. And poor Bryden is sitting here starving, unable to buy shirts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All of that is.
How does it make you feel?
All of that is completely accurate. It makes me feel really bad. Yeah, no, because I mean, we did go to.
You're penniless.
And we went to the I think it was, I forget, not Marshall's. What's the one? The Nordstrom Rack. We went to the Nordstrom Rack the other day, and there were these really nice Alexander McQueen shoes.
Oh, Bryden, it's okay, buddy. Stay strong.
I couldn't get 'em.
I'm so sorry, Bryden. Do you guys hear this? Give Bryden your money.
They were a size and a half too big.
Oh, that's the kicker. You can't even make that work.
I know, but they were like, I mean, they were ridiculous, and they were white. I'm not gonna buy white shoes because that's ridiculous.
No.
But
No, I love Nordstrom Rack though.
Oh, I love it.
It's got some good shit.
Yeah, it rules. And then we're out. Hold on, I am gonna read Abby's thing here. We're out of time for today, but you can go to patreon.com/here to help podcast and subscribe for $1 to hear the weekly bonus episodes released on Mondays. Do you have any plugs today?
I do. My first one is that I'm going to casually mention, well, the Patreon is $1. I've offered Bryden $25 a month, and I won't say what for because I'm not allowed to. But just know that he needs your money. So 25 of you need to go make up for that, and maybe he'll do what I ask for. But while I'm here, I will plug my good friends at ExodusAmericanus.com. Roscoe and Luffy and usually Walrus are doing their lovely little podcast that we love so much. And of course, my good friends on jailworld.xyz doing Not Funny Deluxe. They also host Here to Help, and they have Kino Quickly and some other wonderful gems, including some of Frigg's own writing. So please check them out. Give them your money or else. And you cannot find me on Twitter. I will block you.
Yeah. But yeah, we're on Jail World. Roscoe's going to be here on April 5th as well.
Oh, that'll be so fun. You guys will have a great time.
Thank you for listening. Oh yeah, hold on, I got a plug. No, I can't say his name. That's where I get my drugs. Just kidding. Haha. That's because they say that now. They're like, they call drug dealers plugs. I hate that. I don't like
that was vocabulary when I was in school.
I always just called them drug dealers.
Oh, my guy, my dealer, my guy.
Like, yeah, I got a guy.
Plug is so, I don't know. Kids these days don't know how to be subtle.
Yeah, you just say, I got a guy. I know a guy. Like, oh, my guy. You know, it's like, you think cops don't know what a plug is? Like, that's retarded.
No. They have no idea.
But no, I am going to finish Atomic Heart sometime throughout the week, something like that. It's a very good game. I just didn't get to it this weekend. But thank you for listening and have a great week. Secure in the knowledge that we are with you and we are the only ones you can trust are here. She's just retarded. I hate it. All right. Well, anyway, the podcast is called Here to Help. You should share it with your friends. Remember to, if you can help me out, leave a positive review on anywhere you find podcasts, but specifically Apple. Thumbs up the video, leave a comment, helps the algorithm. Take clips from this shit and share it on TikTok. Even if you're mad about me saying something, that still helps. So I'm here to help you. Hopefully you're here to help me. We'll see you on the bonus episode.